What's up, everyone? I'm Zach Westfall, and welcome to Beginning of the Week. Thanks for joining us. Hit the subscribe button, and if if you're into it, and if you aren't into it, then well, man, do it anyways. Do it anyways. Again, good to be here with you guys. Man, I don't know how long I'm gonna last. Had something go on that I'm gonna get into here in just a little while, but I missed last week due to what has happened. But man, this morning I was brushing my teeth and I was thinking about a couple things, but one thing that really stuck out to me more than anything is, we take a lot of things in life for granted. And it's hard not to, especially the little things, because those little things, you add them up and it becomes the major thing. And, we have so much going on from our day to day. It's really difficult to keep up with everything sometimes. We have all these responsibilities that we take on as we've gotten older. Family, kids, work, bills. You're probably getting your damn dog neutered sometime pretty soon. Or maybe your Uncle Steve's getting neutered. Who knows? Like nowadays, the way things are going, your Uncle Steve at one point, he was out there shoveling and doing concrete work for the city. He's out there patching holes, and doing outside work and all that, But now your Uncle Steve is becoming your Aunt Christy or Aunt Jane. And now he's decided to put the shovel in the closet and has jumped into retail. And now they're just looking to get that discount on a new blouse or something like that. He, she, things are all over the damn place when it comes down to certain aspects like that. But, we all go through life with all these things that we have to, that we have to be in charge of. And it just feels like life is just pitching us one fastball after the next, and it just be, just shit just gets thrown at us all the time. And we're always in a rush, and we don't really think about how lucky, we are to have the things that we have, that others don't. We just take everything for granted sometimes. Like I was brushing my teeth this morning and I started thinking, damn, what happens if I didn't have any arms? How am I going to brush my teeth with no arms? Can you imagine that? Like one day you had your, close your eyes for a moment, right? And imagine one day you had arms, and then the next day you didn't. You didn't because they were like taken off, like they got taken off by, some logging accident somewhere in like Alaska or the Sudan, or maybe not the Sudan, I don't know how much tree work's going on out there. Probably not, but 1 minute you're using them to pick up a strong piece of oak. But now since you don't have those natural body branches, these, you're, you aren't doing that. You aren't doing any logging anymore. Now you're out there, you're just doing, step work with something. You're out there maybe like crushing grapes and making fine wine because that's what you can do with your feet now. Or maybe you're just out there, maybe you're just out there giving blowjobs to a couple gentlemen, behind a Piggly Wiggly, But all you're thinking about is, I wish I had my damn arms back so I can like do the simple tasks that I was able to do, like drive a car or reach in the back of the refrigerator to get like some pickles in the back. You got these sweet relish back there, or maybe a piece of like damn strawberry bread, that you want to like feed to your wife or something. But you can't do that. I mean, you don't have this extended reach anymore that you did. And not having any arms. One of my buddies growing up, man, his uncle had this. He lost an arm, and I'm not sure how he lost it. I don't know if it was like a golfing accident or maybe he just didn't want it anymore. Maybe, I mean, because there's people out there nowadays, that there's some chick on the internet saying that when she was 5 she wished that she was blind, and you're like, what? Blind? Like, why do you want to be blind? But that's been her wish. So that's what it is. But but he didn't have this arm, and so my buddy, this kid named Eric, Eric would go in there and sneak into his uncle's room and everything, and take that that plastic apparel, and bring it outside. And we used to run around the neighborhood and with a couple other neighbors, other kids in the neighborhood, and we play tag with that thing, and whoever was it, they'd have the arm, and you're supposed to tag the other person, with that arm. And it was kind of like cheating, because you had that extra 3 feet, that length, and but I remember his uncle, man. His uncle used to constantly smoke Marlboros, and everywhere he went, working on a car, doing dishes, doing pottery, something. He always had a dang a Marlboro hanging out of his mouth. That's something that he never took for granted. But I know at one point in time, that he wished that he had his arm back. But man, remember back in the 80s and 90s, you had the they had Camel Cash, and Marlboro had the same thing set up. And so what he would do was, order, take that stuff and order, when Christmas would come along, he would take that stuff and buy my buddy and his 2 brothers, Christmas gifts for that, So, but man, yeah, that arm, man, we used to do all sorts of shit with that thing, One time, and I'm not gonna, get into another story, but one time, my buddy went fishing with it. He was out there, he tied a little, twine or rope or something or whatever, and put a dang, what was it? A tuna fish, a piece of a tuna fish, right out there. He's dipped that thing, out there. And I don't know why he's trying to feed fish to another, fish eat fish, but I don't know. It's beyond me why he picked it, but, man, where was I going? Oh, but we take life like, we take that for granted, man. But man, those were exciting times. Man, we did so many things with that thing. But and also, that thing was decked out in Marlboro stickers. So, I don't know if his uncle thought it was like a cast of some sort that he could decorate, but yeah, dude, that's what it was, Sometimes life just gets that way, or goes that way, I should say, but damn, where was I going? Oh yeah. That's we just do that, and And I guess like throughout the day, I guess we don't go through our day and just take a step back and think about, again, how lucky we are to have the things that we have, and I guess, the whole granted thing is, or taking for granted thing is, okay. So the reason I brought that up was because recently I had a medical issue, and then I got served up, and it's not a dose of what I was talking about with Uncle Steve, or trying to become, the next Bud Light spokesman or spokesperson or whatever, however you want to title it. I'm not trying to stir that bowl or pot or trying to degrade anybody by any means or anything like that. But man, that stuff has just all become so damn ridiculous, and I'm sure, not to get off topic or anything, but I'm sure what Anheuser-Busch is trying to pull, it's going to kill their sales. It's just, if it hasn't already, and I mean, look at what's happening. You got Kid Rock launching off bazookas across a field at Bud Light suitcases, and people are on social media boycotting Bud Light, but there's something that, there's something everyone has to understand about this topic, and that is the percentage. Everyone's getting, butt hurt, over the percentage of this. Look, man, everyone has to understand this one thing. The percentage of people that are transgender is so low. So who cares? If somebody who wants to go change their identity, then let them. I don't care about that. It's their choice. It's their decision. And let's see what the future holds for some of these people. I mean, right now, if you're, 17 years old and by 30 you're like, oh man, I made a mistake, then that's just what it is. But or not. I mean, I don't know. Everything, like I said, everything is all over the place when it comes down to that sort of thing. So, sorry, I'm getting off track. But overall, man, my nut pack is still lively and it's still fully intact, but my surgery happened pretty close to that, because I had to have surgery. They put me under, and not only did they put me under, dude, they put me up in the stirrups. So now I know what all you females out there are having to go through, because, I felt like I was riding, like I was doing barrel racing, on my back, and I'm out there. And the worst part of it while they were doing all that stuff is the hottest damn nurse just came in, man. The hottest nurse. And here I am up like this, but damn, man, it's been hard. It's been hard and tough to get over what I've had to go through, And essentially why I couldn't do the podcast last week was because I couldn't sit down, and I'm still having trouble sitting down. And the doctor said I still got a week or so left, but right now, dude, I just want someone to just pump me full of a bunch of dang just ibuprofen right in my, but I don't know. It's just hard to get comfortable. Trying to stay comfortable, like I said, I don't know how long I'm gonna last, but you know, I guess that's what I'm talking about with taking things for granted. When you're healthy, you don't really think about the simple tasks that you do every day because you're so used to doing them. But then when something happens and you can't do your basic actions that you're, used to, you gotta somehow make it work. And so while in recovery and everything, I've only been able to do 2 positions, and that's, at least 2 positions that I felt decent in. And that's either been laying down or standing up. And my time standing up has been very limited. So it's just been mainly just laying around. And, I never thought about how much we sit down, and how it feels to sit down. When you're healthy, you don't think about that simple task of sitting or walking. But then when you can't do it, whew, boy. I've been riding half cheek, most of the time, or at least trying to. Like, dude, that's what I'm doing right now, riding half cheek. And I got this blanket underneath me because I can't sit down in this chair well. But man, I will never take sitting for granted ever again. Or these arms, or these damn human scoopers. No way. 2 scoops of this, But I just hope I get healthy and well, more quickly than anything. So, again, good to be here with everybody, and I'm glad to be back. So, and I hope everyone out there is doing well too. Of course, I hope you guys are getting along with one another. I hope your boss isn't out there giving you the whole rigmarole and getting into you about what you haven't done and what you have done. Maybe your boss is the one that needs to get his life in check and maybe take a step back, and think about, how he doesn't need to take you for granted in the work that you do. So, but man, it's just, it hurts. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to jump into another. We got some news going on, and what I really wanted to do is, and this next topic is, I don't know, what can I say? Okay. There was a mass shooting in Alabama on Saturday, and it was at a teen's birthday party. And, now for me, coming from Savannah, there was stuff like that all over, in the 90s. We had a guy, putting all jokes aside and all that stuff. We had a guy that got killed underneath, our steps to our townhouse. Someone killed him and shoved him underneath the stairs and where we lived. And that being 11 years old and seeing that for the first time, that was scary. That was different, and but we haven't had, I've never been through, or I've never been put into a situation where where a mass shooting has occurred, like what happened in Nashville. I guess I just can't get my head or my mind around why anyone would do something like that. Um, I don't know. I just don't understand it. You know, I, I think about what kind of issues, these people that do these things, what's going on in their head? Why are they doing these things? What's their psyche? What's their psyche all about? You know, I mean, because, you know, what good, what, I just don't, what good does it do to commit such a horrible, horrible act? And not only on people, but on kids and teenagers. Like, these people haven't even gotten to where they can even like really, you took everything away from them, and all because of what? Like, what kind of like self-centered, self-righteous individual, like, is life that bad to make you like want to go into some birthday party and shoot up everybody? I'm like, in a way, I'm trying to find the right proper terminology to like explain, or try to like explain it to myself, trying to get the thought. Like, I just don't I can't fathom why anybody would ever want to do that. Like, what gets them to that level of want? I'm just, I don't know. I personally, I couldn't do anything like that. I have a tough enough time trying to like roll by some roadkill, because I'm like, man, that cat was probably somebody's, or that dog, or something, I just, and then I started doing a little bit of research about it and everything, and it said, like, since if I remember right, man, it said that at the beginning of the year, and all this, man, I could be totally wrong on what I'm saying. Okay. And okay, and I probably am, but with all of this, but statistically speaking, they were talking about how there's been 160 some odd mass shootings in the first 15 weeks of this year, and that's like according to let's see, let me see real quick, because this this is just something that let's see, where is it? Okay, let's just type in, dude. Okay. Let's see, mass shootings in 2020. Okay. All right. It says right here, according to the Gun Violence Archive, it says the U.S. has suffered 162 mass shootings in the first 15 weeks of 2023. That's an average of 1.5 mass shootings every day. 1.5, almost 2 every day. I mean, my question is, who's to blame for this? I mean, is it the gun makers? I mean, but they aren't holding the gun that killed these. They didn't kill those people. I mean, they made them, but they aren't holding them and firing shots at people. You know, is it the politicians? You know, can we blame it on them? Because it just seems like, man, it just doesn't seem like they are. I don't know, man. Everything just seems so separated. You know, like they're supposed to, you know, they don't, like, we're supposed to have their backs, but they don't have ours. You know, and these are the people that, you know, that we voted for to sit in these seats to make these you know, they're supposed to make these changes and make things better for us, and they, you know, they haven't. Like, we're being so divided in so many different areas of life that I mean it. Like, what I mean, why don't they do more? You know, I mean, I know, and I haven't looked at like last year's poll. You know, maybe I could, you know, see how many mass shootings there were then, but man, I just don't get it. Is that, I mean, is it society? It, you know, is this just, is life for them just that bad? You know, is working like 2 jobs and trying to like take care of your family that bad? Or did someone, you know, poke fun at you at something? You know, maybe you don't like joking around and you can't, you know, you can't take that. You know, I work with a dude that doesn't, you know, he can poke fun at us, but once you poke fun at him, it turns into a whole like, rah, 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 rah. You know? Like, come on, man, it's just jokes. But some people just can't take that. You know? And I didn't even know until like the other day that the person that shot up Nashville and everything, you know, was a female. And that's, that blew my freaking my headspace out of my fucking ears. You know, I was like, holy God, you know? I mean, usually it's you know, and I'll pick on my race. It's some crazy ass white dude that's running around with, you know, with damn machetes and AK-47s and pistols and all this other shit. Like, you know, like, and I get it, man. I get that we have the right to bear arms and all of it, but I mean, why do we don't need all these automatic weapons. And this is just, it's a whole circle. We keep doing this, you know, and we keep asking ourselves why and why and why. And it's just, and nothing gets done. Nothing. And that just, I don't know. It's frustrating and it's sad. And I don't know, man. I just don't get it. You know. And I'm sorry to all those families out there that had to go through all of this, because that's not what you should be, you know, having to go through. So, it's messed up, man. It's really messed up. So, but man, we could go on this topic for hours and hours, you know, for quite some time, and still not have an answer as to why all this is happening, you know, unless you get down into those people that did this. But most of the time, they either get shot by the police or they kill themselves. You know? And then you don't have an answer then. You don't get the answer. So, but, I'm very sorry to all those families out there that are having to that are having to put their kids into a different place. So okay, but we're gonna move on, okay? Let's see what else has been going on. Oh, Montana. If you guys haven't heard, Montana became the first state to ban TikTok, on all devices in 2024. So, but right now they said if you have TikTok on your phone, it's all right to have. But if your phone breaks and you try to get on there, things are not going to work out for you. That's just what it is. They were talking about how these app stores may get hit with like a $10,000 fine per day. If they were to provide somebody, or anyone in Montana with that app, which, I mean, to be honest, good. I mean, and I know a lot of people are going to look at me like, oh man, good. Like, what do you mean good? Like, we like that. And it's like, well, don't we have all these other social platforms, going on anyways? Like, is TikTok that big of a thing? But then I started doing a little bit of research, since I've been, laid out. And a lot of people have been running their businesses with TikTok. And that's something that people should have to think about. Is that like, we're taking we're taking a big majority of how people live, away from them. But also, like, there's other platforms that you can go to do the same thing. But like, I thought TikTok was more, I'm not on it, so, but I thought TikTok was more of a teenager, dance party sort of thing, and maybe I'm wrong. I guess I am wrong, since people are, I know that people make money off of it, but like, I didn't know that actual businesses, like a vegetable farmer or, or someone that, your Uncle Steve, that was, maybe he's not working at JCPenney and he's making blouses from home and he's been doing the advertisements through TikTok. But I don't know. But there's this little, I don't know what it is, but, I don't know. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. I just, sometimes it just happens that way. But, and I'm sure that, I guess, more states are going to be following this too, man. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of pissed off people, but hey, man, like, what did you do before TikTok was around? I mean, look, man, you still got Facebook and Instagram and or InstaSlam, and you got OkCupid, or well, maybe that's not maybe that's not what it is, but you got LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the thing that's supposed to be sponsoring your businesses, right? I think. But I don't know, it's just kind of crazy that you're relying on this one platform to like bring in more revenue or value to your system, to your life. You relied on it for so long. It's just weird. Yeah. I mean, but what do I know? Oh, oh man, it hurts. Ooh. But I'm sure other states are going to follow in the same thing. So So, I guess we'll just see what happens. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here because I don't think I can go for very much longer. These stitches are pretty bothersome. So, man, it's good to be back here with you guys. And next week will be, we'll have more going on. I got somebody, we got music coming in for intro music, because we need some intro music. We need some other things. I know I keep on saying and promise you guys a bunch of other things. We got a guest lined up pretty soon. Since I've been laying around and doing that sort of deal, I've had a chance to reach out to some people to come on and have a convo, get to know some of these people around here. We got a dude that, dude, well, I'm not going to give anything away, but yeah, we got a couple guests lined up. Don't know when they're going to be in here, but they'll be in here more sooner than later. And, man, yeah, it's just this is where we're at. So, halfway through April. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys joining me, and, I'll catch you next week when I can actually sit better. So, when I'm not, damn, man, oh man. All right, guys, everyone, stay safe. Hug somebody, even if you don't like them, just go up there and, just hold on to them for a little while, and see where that takes you, I guess, all right. Everyone have a great week. Okay. And we'll see you next Monday. All right. All right, man. Stay true to yourselves out there. See you, man. Or see ya, everybody. Women, men, children. You got it. All right. See you guys.